YouTube, this is Rosemary. I know I just did a video, but I really have to do this one. I have had a question, and what I'd like for you guys to do is, if you want to do a video response on this, go for it. But I'm going to do my take on the question. And the question was for a person. You don't need to know who this person is, but it's kind of like, do you tell or do you not tell about weight loss surgery? And if I tell, what's going to be my, what am I facing? Okay, that kind of question. And I'm going to answer it like this. As an educator, I feel like we need to educate people about our surgery. Doesn't matter what surgery we had. It's so important. If you go to a restaurant and you have to ask for the child's meal, I never ask for the child's meal, because usually on the child's meal there's nothing really worth eating for me, because I want high protein, low carb. So I don't want a hot dog or chicken nuggets. It just depends on where I go. So I use that little card. Oh, I should have prepared myself. There's a little card that the office, your doctor's office, is supposed to give you, so that you can pay a child's plate, what's equivalent to a child's plate on a regular. If you're going to get salmon or something like that, they'll give you, like, you know, a little bit of salmon, a little bit of vegetables. And if I go with my husband, or if I go with my sister, or wherever I'm at, I usually share. I love to go with Antonia, because she loves to share with me. And and it, you know, it does bother some people to say that they don't want to tell the waiter about, you know, their surgery or whatever. And I can understand that. I so can understand that. But if we don't stop and educate them and tell them, like, I will say, look, I need, you know, I've had gastric bypass, or I've had surgery. Could you, you know, make the meal smaller for me? I don't want to have to also pay for a full meal, because I'm only going to eat this much food, you know. And they still give you a little bit, but you still end up taking it home. But it's educating the waiter. It's letting him be more aware of the next time somebody comes in and asks. You know, we're putting in our footprints. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm totally out of the closet, so to speak. I'm totally out of the closet. I tell everybody. It doesn't bother me to tell anybody. If, you know, a lot of people have known me in Dallas. They knew me when I was 474 pounds. Here in California, they've known me like this. Well, actually, they've known me 80. They've known me 30 pounds heavier, because I lost 30 pounds. It's taken me 2 years to lose about 30 pounds, because I'm still losing weight, guys. I still am determined to see 130 one of these days. But anyway, if I don't get there, oh well. You know, what are you going to do? My body wants to stay there. So, but I still want to say that it's important to educate the people around us. And I know you get that, well, but they think I did it easy. But wait a minute, you know, I want to go back the bus up. They see you exercising. They see the way you eat. They're going to ask questions. Why not just start with that? You know, it's a balance. You know, if you want to stay in the closet, fine with me. You know, I'm just giving you my take on it. I would love for everybody to go, hey, I can help you. You know, if you need help, I'm here. Because a lot of people are thinking of the surgery. I mean, we live in the United States, where, you know, a lot of obese people. There's a lot of obese people. Morbidly obese. I'm not talking about overweight. I'm talking about morbidly obese, like I was. You know? Do I go up to that 400-pounder and say, oh, guess what? I used to be 474 pounds, you know? I had gastric bypass. No, I do not do that. But if I'm sitting next to that person, and many, many times I have sat next to these people, and I've told them that there's a way out, that there is hope. And even if they just did any diet. I happened to have used the Atkins diet to lose 300 pounds, but then I gained weight again, so that's why I had to have gastric bypass. But, you know, even when I had the Atkins diet and I was losing, it was still something I had to do, something I had to think before I ate. Do I want to have that? Do I want to lose weight? Do I want to go forward? Do I want to go backwards? What are you going to do, Rosemary? If you eat that bread, if you eat that Danish, you're only going backwards, Rosemary. Where do you want to go? I thought you wanted to go forward. That's the kind of way. That's how I talk to myself. You know? I only had me at the time. People would look at me and say, "Oh, you're just going to gain the weight back." Honestly, my sister can tell you this. People would tell me this. You know? I know. What kind of people was I hanging around with? I know. I've had that. I've had people tell me that too. I don't know. But I'm here to say that it's so important to make those footprints for people that are coming. They're coming behind us, if in front of us, you know. It's up to you. It's up to you, like anything else. But I challenge you to tell people, to let them know that it's not easy, to let them see how hard it is. Perfect example, my sister. She's not told everybody at the where she goes swimming, at the gym, that she's lost weight. I mean, that she's had gastric bypass. But let me tell you, they see how hard she's working. They see it. And if she chose to tell everybody there, you know, you're still going to have those people that go, "Oh, well, no wonder you lost all the weight." But then you're also going to have those people that say, "Wow, and you do all that work and you had gastric bypass? It takes a lot of work, doesn't it?" Yes. Yes, it does. I'm going to tell you that I have heard people say, "Well, it did, you know, you know, it didn't take a lot for me to get it off." You know, and some people, I'm so happy for you. I really am. I wish I was one of those people. You know, and say, "Look, it didn't take me. I didn't do exercise. I just ate a little bit and I got all the weight off." Hallelujah. I think that's wonderful. But remember that years will catch up to you, just like anything else. And you just might have to go back to, you know, you might gain weight and you're going to have to start learning the rules again, or rules, or whatever your doctor had you doing. But there's going to have to be a time where you say, "I need to educate somebody. I need to tell them that no, it's not easy. And I did this to save my life. Or I did this to change my life. Or I did this for a better life, for a new beginning." In my case, I didn't know what it was to be thin. Not that I'm thin, but, you know, why is it so hard for me to say how I'm all that in a bag of chips? No. Now I'm being silly. But it's important. It is. It is. And I smile when people, you know, I have waiters that when we're out and about and I tell them this, you know, "Hey, I want that down. I want to downsize that, and I want it to be a smaller price." And I show them my card. I'll have people say, well, you know what, I have an aunt or I have a sister, and I don't give them, and they tell me, well, how have you kept it off? And I say, well, I'm in a support group. I don't say, you know what, I'm gastricRose, I can give you the answers. No, I give them your names. Yes, I do. I give them, you know, if they've had lap band and they're having a hard time, I give them somebody that's really, that I feel that would help them. If they've had VSG, I remember your names. I'll write their name, you know. I'll write your channel down. I say, go to this person. This person can give you some advice. You know, personal message to this person. You know, I'm just saying, you know, word of mouth. And education. Education is the key. And I know some people need to be private. I understand that. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not saying go out there and tell the whole world, you know, but if it's in you to do that, I've come out of the closet, so to speak. I tell everybody. I think it's, you know, an amazing tool that I have inside my body. And if I can help that person that I see that needs the help, I want to. With my example, I want to say, this tool that's inside me can also help you. You know, and you don't have to have this particular tool. You can have all these other different ones. You just got to find the one that you think would be good for you. So don't be afraid to educate. Don't be afraid. But if you have to think about it and not do it for a while, remember the consequences that's going to come with that. Now, I'm not saying, please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that if you don't tell them now, later on, they're going to wonder, well, why didn't they tell me? Why? Why were they keeping it a secret? You know, you got to deal with that too. I'm just saying. I really don't want to be bashed. I just want to answer this question, and if you can answer it better, please help me. You know, who do you tell? That's the question. Do you tell? I love you guys, and I'll be back. I know I was all over the place with this. It's just, you know, I know that it can be a hard question, and I hope you answer it. Bye for now.